yeah, if you guys want me to follow me up to 50 points, cool. But it might be like varied 35 points list as well. As I go up and then to 50. A lot of people like to bring elite lists, I've found. Which in 40k is actually very dangerous. Again, it's like a horde list. Very, very dangerous. But in War Machine, just because you can assassinate the Warcaster, like you can just go in, you only need to kill one unit, it's not as scary. Because you can just hammer through the one, you know, the one spot, and if they're not strong enough, like with all the rules of being able to get more attacks and move forward more, all those close combat specialists, yeah, you can do quite well. Even when you think you're safe, you're probably not. That's what I like about Siege 2, is that he's a bit stronger as well. He's easier to hit, but got a bit more armor, a bit more hitboxes. Where was I? I was all about, oh, we got 4 comments so far. Ooh, I'm going fast. Tip for basing, Dan. You can use super glue and dried flower soil. Oh, from like a flower pot with all the little tiny root parts, etc. Well, that's pretty cool, actually. That would be a very... I might try that, actually. Maybe in a little, maybe on some of my orc models. Because although my basing technique is very, very simple right now, I kind of like it. It's fast, it's easy, it's not too complicated. Although all the kitty litter stones start popping off, and now there's just blue spots in between the rocks and the grass. I just needed more glue, I think, to solidify it down. Come to Brazil. Your money was worth a lot here. You can even have fun, or you can have fun even with what MiniWarGaming pays you. Well, to be honest, I am actually going away for a week at the end of May. I'm going to visit California. I have lots of friends out there. I was actually, brief look in the life of Dan, I was actually a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And basically how it works is, you know, when you're between 19 to like 23, you can say, okay, I like a volunteer, I want to go. And you kind of just fill out some papers, just like, you know, just a bit of like health stuff, just like what, you know, if you're going to traveling to other countries, you know, whatever. So you could like go. Matt actually went to Tahiti. He served one too, so that was cool. Dave went to Mexico, and I got stuck in California. No, but California is cool. I actually got to learn Spanish and try to teach mostly just like immigrants or just whoever spoke Spanish, really. But I just made so many friends there, and it was just a wonderful experience. Like, I love everyone there so much. Again, like, an appreciation for another culture. Like, it was just a phenomenal, and you go for 2 years. So it's just a phenomenal part of, and I haven't been back in like years and years, like 5 years, I think now. So want to go back, visit for like a week, just hang out, eat lots more Spanish food or Mexican food. You just don't get around here, like, at all. For those of you who live in Southern Ontario, it's just, you can't find good Mexican food around here. It's really, really hard. You just get like, up here you get more like South America. There's some pretty good food too, but I miss my Mexican. I do. Alright, so it's like, okay, so it's really funny because my brother was over, and he He like looked at him like, hey, look, my new art, my gun mages. And he's like, why are you painting pirates? Because their hats and they kind of look like pirates. Let's be honest. They're like the little like 16th century pistol looking thing because it's magic. That's why it's futuristic, I guess. But yeah, I laughed. And then I showed him my sister. And she was like, hey, you got pirates. Then I showed him to a few other people. And everyone thought they were pirates. And I didn't really think of them as pirates just because, you know, it's a big package name. It says Arcane Gun Mages. But I think I'm going to call them pirates from now on. Now all my pirates activate, and they are going to steal your booty. All right, that was terrible. I'm so excited that you're staying. I'm going to type like a screaming Japanese person. Oh boy. Visa gro jasnusa. That was really fun. Again, I love culture. I love it. Okay. Yes, Dan is not leaving for the summer. Dan is awesome and the best of MiniWarGaming. Go Dan. Well, can't argue with that, can you? Next is brown. Oh, you should get a matte sealer spray. Actually, I just found one. I was cleaning out. I've taken over, officially, MiniWarGaming Mike the Necron guy, Epic Duck Mike's old desk. He's been gone for a while. And there was just a bunch of stuff piled everywhere. But I was like working in a corner before. Anyway, so I took over his desk. Put everything out. I was cleaning stuff up. I found a can of matte spray. So I'll probably be using that soon on my models because, yeah, especially all the metal ones, they chip so easily. So the matte spray will be useful. However, I did base. I wonder how that'll work on flock. I wonder if it'll pick it up or look weird. Well, only one way to find out. I'll let you know how it goes. Next, a video. Great choices on the gun mages in strange ways. Thank you. You're always nervous as a new player to like collect stuff that just turns out to be useless. You're like, oh, dang it. Oh, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, there's just like some models that you're like so excited to have that are just not useless. I shouldn't be that hard on the models, but they're very, very hard to use effectively in lists. When there's so many other better choices, more viable choices out there. It's kind of like the Charger right now. Like the Charger has done well for me, very well. But if he wants to do a big turn of hitting, he needs 3 focus, right? Or you can do something with 1 focus or 2 focus, I guess. But it's just like, he's so focus intensive that, I don't know, you could be using your focus on other things, like all your upkeep spells. And the Squire is fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna go on a little rant about the Squire. Because I looked at him and I was like, meh. Like, what's so special about the Squire? Like, who cares? But then people are like, the Squire is fantastic, it's so good. And I'm like, are you sure? Do you even know what you're talking about? Me, who has like played the game like 3 times, and you've played it, you know, for like a long, long time. And I was just like, I was so skeptical. And then, well, it was one of those days where you get an unexpected check in the mail from working for last summer. Oh, that was a tough decision because I was like, all right, Matt, I'm staying for the summer. And like the next week, this big fat check comes in from last summer's employment because salesmen get paid ridiculous amounts. So I was like, oh, I want to work in the summer again. I want moolah. I mean, after you pay for tuition and a car and, you know, everything, it goes pretty fast. But it kind of came unexpectedly to just give me a few extra. So I was like, nuts. So then, to make myself feel better, I had to buy more miniatures, of course. And so I did, but then there wasn't anything really there, and so I wanted to paint something, and that's why I bought the Squire. Unexpectedly. It wasn't in the plan of my original list at all, but I bought them, and I played 2 games with them. Just small games, friends, just like Wednesday night at the club. So I can't record every single game I play. I'm sorry, guys. There's not that much memory space on the camera. No. No, the filming does slow down the game a bit. And so if you want to get a couple games in a night, you can't really. You can either do 1 game on camera or 2 games normally. And on camera you just have to think about so much more, which I don't mind. It's still fun, still good times, but time to work, time to play. So anywho, the Squire, you know, going back to that, where I started with, I started playing with them, and okay, you get the extra focus, you get up to 3 extra focus on 3 different turns, not including the first one, which you really don't need it anyways, the first turn. But I'm like, okay, so he's doing pretty well, but then he extends your control range by 2. So instead of all of a sudden measuring only 12 inches, you can measure 14 inches. It doesn't seem like that much, but you're like, whoa. And you just have, and then when you pop your feet, you have an extra 2 feet to deal with, you know, in your control range, or spells that use your control range, or like your Lancer can move an extra 2 inches in your control range to do another spell. Like it's just, all of a sudden you're like, whoa. It doesn't seem like a lot of freedom, but it's 4 inches, basically, because, you know, it actually is a lot of freedom. Like I was always jealous, you know, fighting those like other casters that have 7 focus, and they're like measuring 7. You're like, oh man, you can measure so far. I can't even imagine putting a Squire on Epic Haley with her 8, which would mean her control range would be 18 inches, which is like the board. You'd run her up, use her feet. Ugh. That's nasty. That's just nasty. I think people would just hate me if I started using Haley. But who plays wargaming to make friends, right? We gotta smash, crush, kill. Oh, that works. Never mind. I'm willing War Machine now. Pew 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 pew. That's what Cygnar do. That's what mine do. Yeah. Am I totally using a different brown? That's okay. He's the commander. Great choices with the gun mages, and I also recommend picking up the defender so you can jack marshal him with the gun mages so he can use magic bullets. Done and done. Dan don't want to leave because he loves us. Well, I wouldn't go that far. Okay, I love you guys. It's true. It's true. Sometimes, just reading your comments, I'm like, after I put up a video, just like, you know, after a long day, you know, or just like a bad day for whatever reason, I can just like sit down on like a recent video and just read through the comments, and honestly, puts a smile on my face. You guys are really supportive and fun and everything, especially like, just like the weird random comments. Not that I'm giving, well, yeah, do whatever you want. Just don't be completely an idiot. Although, I can't say that I'm always completely an idiot, so never mind. Do what you want, do what you will. Internet, I can't control you. Speaking of ranged warcasters, Kara Sloan is a good choice if you don't want to go with Siege Brisbane. Especially if you stick with long gunners regularly. That's interesting, because I looked at Kara, didn't like her too much, and it said, use Kara if you don't go with Siege. And I want to go with Siege. Oh. I'm on the right track then, right? If 2 people think, you know, the great minds think alike, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yoo-hoo! Woohoo! Dan's staying for the summer. More videos for us. Also, start playing Firestorm Armada. I've seen it. I've never seen it played. I'm guessing Matt did a few videos on it back when it started coming out. Actually, I've seen some models in a friend's house. Firestorm Armada just seemed like one of those games that's like, oh, this is kind of cool, but it's just like not popular enough to really continue with, no matter how cool it was. There's a lot of games like that. Oh, Matt's here. Know what time? Know what that means? I get to play my 25-point game. So, thanks for watching, and I'll upload this right away for you guys. And I'll do some stills of my recent gun mages. Happy wargaming.